Hey guys, it's TechRan here and welcome back to another review video. Today we'll be reviewing the Montech King 95 Pro PC case. That's right, if you guys did not know, this is a super popular PC case that everyone has been buying right now, and for that exact reason, I'm checking it out here today. This is a dual chamber case, which is great for airflow. Plus on top of that, you'd be surprised because this comes with 6 RGB fans already installed. 2 of them are 140mm fans, and the other 4 are actually 120mm fans, so that's a lot of fans that actually come with it. Plus on top of that too, it has a lot of other bells and whistles that are actually nice about it. You can also change the front from actually a glass panel to a mesh panel for airflow. And the price of this thing is only $150. That is right, only $150 for this actual price. So my question is here today, is it actually good? So let's get in the unboxing. Now to open the box is really simple. All you do is cut the sides here on both sides and then cut from the top. Originally I did this video a few days ago, but the audio got messed up, so I wanted to re-record this video for the highest quality possible for you guys. So when you got that though, you just lean it to its side and put it on the bottom. And all we have to do now is like open up the sides and just plop it on out. With that though, we got access to the box itself, so we'll set this to the side for the time being. So first thing I got coming with the box is of course this little package that actually contains a few things. There's actually a side panel. You can change the front from glass to a mesh panel, which is pretty nice. Plus there's another bay area you can use for like hard drives and also SSDs if you don't want to use the fan bay that's on the bottom of the case. With that though, we got access to the case in itself, and I just want to quickly say this case looks so freaking good right out of the box. So if you want to take off any of the panels, whether it be the top panel or side panel, you just gotta turn this bolt to the side here and push it out from the front, because what it has is these little nubs that hold it into place. So these nubs, you just push it in from the top to place it back in and out, but we'll set this to the side for the time being. Now for the back side of the case, it's the exact same thing. All you wanna do is turn this thing on the back here of the case, that way you can open it up and then push it from the top here from this ledge, and you get access to the front. Now keep in mind, the front actually has a full mesh on the back here for your case to breathe and get dust in. So yeah, it's actually really nice. This is the same thing with the top too. Now for the front side of the case, you do have this additional glass panel here, and if you want to remove it for yourself, it's the same thing as you do on the glass side. You just push it from the top and now undo the nubs, and you get access to this panel, which you can set to the side. Now you can use the glass panel on the front, or you can use the mesh panel. So if you open this box here, you of course get access to a few more things. First of all, you get access to this mesh panel. And if you want to install this mesh panel, all you have to do is take the little bites on the bottom, line it up with the case, push it down. And once you do that, you can just push it from the top, and then the nubs will stock into place. And then of course, you can have a mesh panel if you want to, but I don't know how much of a difference of airflow or performance you'll actually get from it. So personally for me, I'll be using glass if I actually use this case. Now another thing you do get access to is actually a little hard drive bay area, so you can take off the full fans on the bottom of this case here if you want to, and install this instead, which will let you install hard drives, SSD, pretty much whatever you want. But honestly, I don't think a lot of people are going to be doing that unless they use a lot of drives. Finally, you got the last two things that come with this case, of course, little box for all the screws and stuff like that that you'll need for this PC build if you use it. And also some additional screws. I'm not entirely sure which ones these go to, but hey, you have access to them. And then finally on top of that, the manual in itself, which you have access to if you want to use it. Now, another feature you have to keep in mind about this case, this is dual chamber, so you can actually move this front panel area with your fans. So what you got here is a screw on the bottom. You also have another screw up top, and what you need to do to make sure to move this is you need to take out these 2 screws. Once you take out both of the screws and set them to the side, you can then move the actual fans either way you want for that dual chamber look. So you guys might have to move the bottom fan, but I don't think a lot of people are going to use this. But hey, if you want to get better airflow with the mesh, you could do this. I don't know how much of a difference it would make, or you can just leave it as is by pushing it into place and then screwing it back on down with the screws. For inside the case, you got a few things. First of all, you got your 140mm fans on the side here. And on the bottom here, you do have another additional 3 120mm fans and another one on the back for your actual exhaust. Then on top of that too, you got your actual backplate area, and these are removable and you can reinstall them compared to other Montech cases where like you remove the backplates once time on install, you can't add them back. So these, you can actually do so, which is nice. And on top of that, you have a few grommets. You have 2 grommets on the top here for cable management, plus another 2 right on these fans here on the side, so you can run any cables to your motherboard for like your 24 pin, and also some SATA cables too. And then you have another few things, the grommets on the bottom, so that way you can run the rest of the cables to your bottom of your motherboard for like your HD audio and also your front panel cable. So for the top side of the case, they actually take it off. All you have to do is literally just lift the top and that way you can easily access the top side of this case. And of course, the top's got a nice mesh front panel for actually dusting, which is nice, so you collect dust on that. And then we got the top area here for fans, which supports up to a 360 radiator, 240 radiator, and also a 120. So you have a lot of flexibility with putting airflow on the top for your actual fan. Then if you want to put it back on, all you have to do is just line up the top and then push it down, and there you go. So for the back side of the case, you got a few things. First of all, you got your hard drive case. You want to get access to it, you can access it from the side. You got access it from the back by removing this little thing here. It's actually really nice design because you just remove this. It's a pinch and click because you just pinch, pull out the drive bay, install your drive, and just slip it on in, which is really straightforward. Of course, the one time I'm showing you guys, I can't get it for the life of me. But with that, you just push it back down. Now, of course, if you do want to remove your drive bay, all you have to do is remove these 4 screws here. They're actually removed. And you want to install the back fan, you can do the same thing here, remove the 4 screws. And then on top of that, you also get to put in your power supply sideways, so that'll be nice. Now for the back side of the case, this is what you got access to. You got your hard drive bay right here, which is going to be able to carry up to 2 hard drives, like I showed you earlier with the back side to get access to it. And also you can place on the side here a 2.5 SSD. Same thing for this spot, you can carry up to 3 of them, which is nice. And then you got all of that for actually storage on the back. Now you can also move this back panel by removing these 2 screws. With that though, if you unscrew those 2 screws, you can then open up the side panel. Just make sure not to release the screw. And what you get inside the case is a few things. First of all, you got access to your whole back area for running cables. So you have a lot of cable management back here, which is nice to see. Plus on the top, you actually have a magnificent huge fan hub. So you're gonna have a lot of space to install actual fans, and this is kind of like ridiculous in all fairness. You have 4 extra slots on the bottom, and you have 3 extra slots on the top for power and control. And of course, you can hook up as many as you want, and you can unplug some of the case fans if you really want to, but this fan hub is kind of ridiculous. Now, for your actual cables for this case, you actually have a few things. First of all, you have a USB 3.1 cable for that USB-C type port on the front of the case. Plus, you also have a fan actual cables. One is RGB, one's for your motherboard for control. And then on top of that, you have a USB 3 cable for your actual motherboard and an HD audio cable. You also have a front panel cable. Now, keep in mind, the front panel cable is different than the normal cables because it uses your power, reset button, and a few other things you would plug in individually into the motherboard. It's just all in one little header, which is really nice to see. And this is probably my favorite one. It's kind of confusing for first time users of building a PC, but it makes life easier. That's all you really need to know. Then you also have a SATA power cable for like usually plugging SATA power to your hard drives. This is used for actually the fan hub and one for the actual case, I presume, because there's 2 of them, but that's my logical guess. And that is everything cable wise that actually comes with this case. And all if you want to do, if you want to close this back, you just close this back panel here and you just screw it down back where you originally took out the screws. Now, another thing to keep in mind though about the back plate here is that you can take off this black front panel to the case by removing these 4 screws here. However, I wouldn't recommend doing it. There's no point to doing so unless you have like a white version of it. You could put the white version on. Now for the front side of the case, you got a few different actual I/O. First of all, you got your power button, you got an LED switch to switch the lighting and actually the case. You have a 3.5 input jack for your actual mic, a 3.5 out for actually your audio for your headset or for anything you want to use an output. Then you have 2 USB 3 ports on the front, and finally a Type-C port on the front as well. To put the back panel on, all you have to do is take the little hooks from the bottom, line up the slips, and just push that on in. And then you can just turn it like so, and that's how you get the backpack on. For the front panel, same thing, take those hooks, line it up with actually the bottom of the case. Doing this one hand's kind of tough, so hopefully I don't mess anything up. And then push it from the top, and it should click in, and then you can just turn the side and you're good to go for your front panel. But that is the Montech King 95 Pro PC case. Now, let's go over my final thoughts and opinions on this case. Do I think it's a good case for $150, or do I think it's a bad case from Montech? Now, I've reviewed a bunch of Montech cases in the past, so the first thing I want to give them credit for this actual case compared to the previous ones is that the build quality is actually good. Now, previous ones were really cheap build quality, and that's how they usually cut out on the cost of actually manufacturing the case. With this one, you're getting a premium build for the actually $150. And I expect if you spend over $100 on any product, it should always feel good. It should never be plasticky and crap. So they're getting points to that there, so that's nice. Now the other thing that comes with this case, of course, is 6 fans, which are the 2 140mm fans, the 4 120mm fans. So you already have a lot of great airflow that comes with this case, plus the build quality too. And you can change the front from a mesh to glass panel. The features of this case are pretty good. Now, the other thing you on top of it have, of course, is that hard drive bay, which I love so much. I just love it how I can just like pop this open, install a drive, and not have to go through the house all over in the back. Like I still have to do it, but it's a lot cleaner installation for me personally. So that's a personal thing. And everything else about this case is pretty good. So my honest thoughts and opinion is about this case is that if you are looking to build on a budget, this might not be the best case for you. You go with other cases for way cheaper. However, you do want to spend like only over $150 on a case that isn't like super fancy and doesn't break the bank, but has a nice premium build to it. It looks good. This is not looking like a bad option. I plan to use this for a few PC builds myself, so you don't want to miss out on any of those. Definitely get subscribed. But there are other cases at this price point, like the H9 Elite, which is an NZXT case, which looks pretty good. However, it doesn't come with the exact amount of fans as this one. So there is that. So you have like both of those options to actually look forward to. If you do want me to review the, what's it called? H9 Elite from NZXT, let me know by smashing the like button. If we get over 100 likes, I will absolutely review it for you guys. But personally for me, I think this case is pretty good for its price point. I think it might be almost the best thing out there. But that is the Montech King 95 Pro PC case. If you guys enjoyed today's review video, you know what to do. Make sure to smash the like button and get subscribed so you don't miss out on future tech content, because we got a few things planned later here for July, like a PC build video and also a monitor review and a few other things. And I just cannot wait to actually build with this, because we got some other videos later for this year that are gonna be using this case for a PC build. So I'm excited. But until then, have a great rest of your day and enjoy your 4th of July if you celebrate it. Until then, Tech Rant out.